Our commander of Montgomery County. This is Deputy Killen, who is a full-time bomb squad individual down at the Sheriff's Department. He is the guru of the robots, so he will explain to you everything. Any questions you have, you can direct to Deputy Killen. He'll answer all your questions. He'll show you anything.
This is the our caliber Mark III robot. It's made by a company called iCore Technologies out of Canada. The robot itself, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. It's about 180 pounds. Has 3 speeds, low, medium, and high. Low speed is about a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles an hour. It's a little low. We'll use this for like a lot of fine movements, aiming our weapons, the claw camera. We have a claw attachment with different attachments that go onto the claw. We can flatten tires, break windows, cut wires, cut ropes, things of that nature. If we have to, if a member of the bomb squad goes down in our bomb suit, or a member of the SWAT team goes down, we can send the robot in, use the claw attachments, pick them up, drag them out of the hostile area to a safe zone. We've used this quite a few times on SWAT calls already. With the robot, it has 6 cameras. It has what we call a PTZ camera up top. That's this top camera right here. It has 360 degree continuous 360. 25-time digital zoom on it. Each weapon right here has its own camera. We call them weapons. The 2 silver tubes are basically 12-gauge shotguns that we use to disrupt packages or bombs. We use laser aiming.
Let's put one of the smiley face. What did you say you more?
The weapons?
Yeah, the shotgun.
We have a suspicious package. We basically use water in with the round, and we use water to break apart the package. Pretty much we're pushing water out anywhere between 300 to about 2,200 feet per second. So water is coming out in essence as a bullet. We use water to cut through steel, totally destroy packages if it's a device to disrupt it. This robot has about a 1,500-foot straight line of sight operating distance on it. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending what's in the way of it. If you have a good straight line of sight, you can go out to over 2,000 feet. If you're working through buildings, you might be cut down to about 500 feet, depending on what the building's made out of, type of materials. The weapons itself, like I said, they extend pretty far out. About the same distance as the ball, but we get good vertical with it. So if we have a device that's up high, we can still use the weapon to shoot pretty high with it. So that gives us about maybe 5.5 feet height with just the weapons, shooting horizontally. Just get this out of the way real quick. The robot only does one function at a time. It doesn't enjoy multitask, which we kind of like it that way, because when you're dealing with an explosive, you kind of want to do one thing at a time. You don't want to have 4 or 5 things going on at the same time. You want to be able to concentrate entirely on what you're doing. You can put that pretty much right on the ground if you have to. Go underneath the vehicle. You can just look underneath the car, see what you have. Obviously, they're not loaded right now.
Thank you.
They fire by what we call shock tube. It's an explosive initiation system. Instead of pulling a trigger, we use explosives to initiate it.
And that's done remotely also, that's done from back here to control.
Yeah, we can fire everything with just an electric spark, which comes through that little black box right on the side there.
I'll do from right here.
It will just produce a spark enough to initiate that explosive, which propagates the primer in the breech of the pan. Pans are what we call, are just basically the shotguns. It just stands for percussion actuated non-electric. It's the type of initiation method that we use to fire our weapons. Does anybody have any questions so far about the robot? I mean, in a nutshell, that's pretty much all it does. You know, it's pretty simple for what we need it for. You know, the entire robot's all modular. If anything breaks on it, we can pop off the part, pop on a new one. Takes a couple minutes to do.
What's your battery life and how do you charge it?
The battery life, operationally, we can run any, depending on the temperature outside. If it's about, you know, a day like today, we could run continuously for 2-3 hours. Operational standby, we were out with the SWAT, on the SWAT call for, what, 10 hours?
Yeah, at least 10 hours.
We had the robot in the house, and there was no heat in the house, and it was a cold day. It was probably about 20 degrees out, and it sat in the house for about 8 hours with eyes on the bad guy for the SWAT team.
Very cool. How long does it take to charge once you run it down?
It's a fairly quick charge, but the way we work it is we have a battery on the truck right now that's being charged as we speak, so we'll just swap them out. So once that battery goes dead, we'll bring the robot, we can tell charge on the control here. Once it starts to go dead, if we have the opportunity, we'll bring it back. We'll swap out the batteries and start charging the other one. So within that 4 to 5 hour period of time, it's going to be fully charged.
And I mean, and just to show you guys, to swap it out, I mean, it's just a matter of getting your fingers in here to open it. Pop this up. There's the battery. That's all it takes. I mean, really, just disconnect and reconnect the wire. It would have taken me about another maybe 30 seconds to change out the battery from what you saw me do right here.
About how often is the robot deployed?
We use it quite a bit.
We, like the sergeant said, we do use it quite a bit. When we're trained down at school, we go through school with, it's through the FBI. The program's run by the FBI, taught by Army, EOD, and FBI. They try to teach us to start remote and stay remote. It's the safest bet for the bomb technician. But that's not the case for every job. So we try to use the robot as much as we can. But then again, it's not the perfect solution for every job. If we can use it, we will. If we can't, then we suit up and go down and do it ourselves.
And what
Actually, this year we've actually used it more for SWAT than we have for bomb.
is that right?
Yeah. Hazmat has just approached us also, asking if we could, if they could use our robot. I said, sure, you could use we'll use our robot, but you can be there. So they want to be able to put instruments on the robot to
Right.
go down, detect for hot zones and stuff like that. We don't have problems with that, and it's going to be easily be deconned. We just squirt it down with water. There's nothing in there that's going to harm. So we don't really have a problem with that. So we're pretty proactive. We've been out with SWAT teams. We're going to be starting with hazmat, aside from the bomb calls. And bomb calls this year alone, we have 55 of them.
No kidding, 55.
Okay, those are call-outs. So that we encompass most of Chester County, half of Bucks County, and all of Montgomery County.
Is it designed to be heat resistant too?
You mean like going to a fire?
Yeah.
I don't think, no, it wouldn't make it.
Not through a fire.
Now, if the bomb explodes, would this make it out of there?
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Although again, like Deputy Killen said, it's all modular. So a lot of the pieces that we go, we might be able to nurse it back to the house. We have 2 of them. We have one on one of our other trucks. This one here is the newer one. This is just a little over a year old, and the other one's 2 years old.
So
What's the cost of replacement?
The robot itself is $100,000.
Whoa.
It's less than I thought.
Well, the price of robots have actually come down over the last 10 years. Our initial robot, our original robot, I should say, that was well over $200,000, and it's an antique compared to this. It can't do a quarter of what this does.
Yeah.
And it was more than twice the price. But 10 years ago, there was 2 or 3 robot manufacturers out there. Now there's at least a dozen. So.
Free enterprise at its best.
But you were asking about if the lights were to go up, would this survive? You know, if we're going to transport something, we're going to have the arm extended like this, we're going to have it in the claw. Chances are we're going to lose the claw, the camera, part of the arm up to the shoulder. But that's all going to, that can all be replaced very easily just by popping out a few pins and replacing the part. The company that we deal with, iCore Technology, I broke things on this robot just from training and out on jobs. They're located in Canada. I'll give them a phone call. The next day we have the part in the mail and we're replacing it.
And because the robots are relatively new, then it hasn't cost us anything yet to replace the parts. Well, it's yet to be seen how much it'll cost once it goes out of warranty.
Sure.
But we've had a couple of discussions about what would it cover. We thought the robot was being shot at. The 2 SWAT calls